Kiki spotted Wang Dong and Yuhow leisurely strolling together and approached Yuhow, requesting a private conversation. Yuhow, understanding the importance of their talk, suggested that he and Wang Dong part ways for a while to give them some privacy. Kiki informed Yuhow about Juzi's sad state, relaying her message of gratitude, but also mentioning that she wouldn't be meeting him. In response, Yuhow expressed his hope that Juzi would take care of herself. KK was taken aback by Yuhow's seemingly nonchalant reply and questioned if that was all he had to say. Curiosity piqued. She then asked Yuhow if he knew about Juzi's love for him. Yuhow calmly explained to KK that Juzi had her own decisions to make, and their paths were like parallel lines that could never be altered. KK approached Yuhow and revealed that Juzi had mentioned having someone she loved. She asked if it was true. After a brief pause, Yuhow admitted that Kiki's statement was accurate. KK felt disappointed upon hearing this, but she understood. She confessed that she couldn't see Juzi's future or comprehend her sadness. Despite Juzi's growing status, all KK could perceive in her eyes was despair. Yuhow then inquired about what Kiki wanted him to do. KK replied that she wanted him to promise that if he ever encountered Juzi again in the future, he would lend her a helping hand when she needed it. Yuhow acknowledged KK's kindness and assured her that he would assist her when the time came. He expressed his reluctance to confront Juzi on the battlefield once more, as he believed she had become consumed by hatred. Yuhow's assurance that the Tang clan would warmly welcome Juzi even in the face of potential threats from the Crown Prince of the Sun and Moon Empire brought comfort to Kiki as she departed. Yuhow urged Wang Dong to continue moving forward, indicating that they should proceed. However, Wang Dong appeared confused and informed Yuhow that the Heaven Soul Empire was just ahead. As they reached their destination, Wang Dong made sure to point out that they had finally arrived home. Yuhow, completely amazed by the magnificent view that lay before them, couldn't help but be amazed by the bottomless canyon Wang Dong had mentioned earlier. The breathtaking sight left Yuhow questioning the existence of such an extraordinary place. Wang Dong, taken aback by Yuhow's doubt, reassured him that it was indeed real and drew attention to the ethereal beauty of the floating clouds that filled the canyon. Yuhow couldn't help but draw a parallel between the endless sea of clouds and the boundless depths of one's consciousness, likening the sight to the vast expanse of the mind. Wang Dong told Yuhow that when they reached his house, his family might evaluate him based on his character and strengths. He suggested Yuhow be ready for this, but reassured him that his family was friendly, so there was no need to stress. Yuhow was puzzled and asked why they needed to assess him since he was only accompanying Wang Dong. As they made their way through the confusing paths and thick fog, Wang Dong chuckled and assured Yuhow that everything would become clear once they arrived. Yuhow, still puzzled, followed closely, his curiosity growing with each step. Wang Dong warned him about the danger of the nearby cliffs and the presence of ferocious beasts in the area, urging him to remain vigilant. Yuhow, confident in his abilities, reassured Wang Dong that he could handle anything that came their way. However, as they continued, Yuhow's confidence began to waver. He couldn't sense anything at all, and a moment of confusion and concern washed over him. Wang Dong noticed his unease and advised him to stick close, promising to keep him safe. Together they pressed on, their anticipation building as they reached the mountain peak. And there, before them, stood a magnificent castle, untouched by human activity. Yuhow couldn't help but marvel at the sight, wondering how such a grand structure could exist in such a remote and isolated location.
Do you want to know the name of this manga, along with all the manga names of the recaps we did in our channel? How about also the chapter numbers our recaps end? You can simply ask the names in our Discord community for free or become a donor to get them all in one place. You can either be a donor in Patreon or be a member in our YouTube channel. Just scan this QR code or go to the link in the description to become a donor. Moreover, becoming a donor automatically makes you a VIP member of our Discord server with over tens of thousands of members.
Wang Dong was greeted by a man who called him Dong Er and inquired about his return. Wang Dong affectionately referred to the man as his second father. Yuhow, who was observing the exchange, pondered over the man's identity. However, his focus quickly shifted to the intense aura emanating from the man, which felt like a powerful mental pressure similar to being hit by a tsunami at full force. Despite the overwhelming pressure, Yuhow instinctively conjured a shield of golden rays around himself, originating from his eyes, to confront the impact head-on. Although his body quivered slightly, Yuhow stood firm like a resilient boulder, all thanks to the protective barrier. Wang Dong confronted his second father, seeking answers for his questionable behavior. He couldn't believe that they had just returned, and his friend was already being targeted. In response, the second father inquired about Yuhow's identity, wanting to understand who he was. He then clarified that it wasn't that they lacked visitors, but rather that they were selective about who they invited. Welcoming Yuhow inside, the second father expressed curiosity about his strength, impressed by the immense pressure he had exerted. Although Yuhow had only endured it for a few seconds, he found himself drenched in sweat. Leading Yuhow to a room in the castle, Wang Dong worried that it might be too plain for his friend but hoped he wouldn't mind. Wang Dong promised Yuhow that he would fetch a mattress for him to relax, yet Yuhow insisted that Wang Dong visit his family first. While Yuhow paused to appreciate the breathtaking sea of clouds, he felt a sudden chill in the air. On the other hand, Wang Dong headed to see his family only to be startled by a commotion outside. Upon announcing his presence to his eldest father, Wang Dong was taken aback by the unexpected sight that greeted him. When Wang Dong arrived, he was greeted by a scene of his two fathers locked in a heated argument. His eldest father, overjoyed to see him, lovingly called him Little Donger and asked about his return. The eldest father explained that he had stepped in to protect a guest who had traveled a long way from the intimidating behavior of his second father. However, the second father was irritated by this interference and questioned why he was being treated in such a way. Despite the tension, the eldest father reassured Wang Dong that they would take care of him as his parents had entrusted them to do. Surprisingly, the eldest father also mentioned that Wang Dong's friend Yuhow should not be underestimated, revealing that he possessed a spirit ring that had been around for 400,000 years. Wang Dong admitted that he had no idea about Yuhow's powerful spirit ring, but he assured his fathers that Yuhow had always treated him sincerely and kindly. Wang Dong then pointed out that Yuhow appeared to be only around 20 years old and had a cultivation level of only around 40, which made it seem unlikely for him to possess such a formidable spirit beast. The eldest father decided that they needed to investigate and determine the true extent of Yuhow's abilities. He made it clear that he would delve deeper into the matter. Wang Dong made a strong plea to his two fathers, urging them not to harm Yuhow. He stressed that while they could assess him, they must not cause him any harm, as it might drive Yuhow away. The eldest father agreed, assuring Wang Dong that they would handle the situation appropriately. However, he made it clear that if Yuhow wanted to be with Wang Dong, he would have to pass their trials. The second father, on the other hand, expressed frustration and suggested that it would be easier to dismiss Yuhow and get rid of him. The eldest father scolded him, reminding him of his maturity and questioning his reckless behavior. He emphasized that Wang Dong's sincerity towards Yuhow should have been obvious. The second father, driven by curiosity about Yuhow's secrets, prioritized observing his character above all else. Curiosity got the better of the second father, as he wondered if the tense atmosphere was because of Yuhow. The eldest father, wanting to gather more information, asked about the room where Yuhow was staying. The second father identified it as the chilling jade room. Wang Dong had recommended that room to aid Yuhow in his cultivation, and the second father questioned if there were any issues with it. Meanwhile, in the chilling jade room, the UN energy emitted from the ice-chill Chalcedony bed alleviated the power of origin sealed within Yuhow. This prevented any uncontrollable intertwining of their spirit beast's power, which could potentially lead to a catastrophic disaster. The resulting energy surge could even cause the entire mountain ridge to vanish forever. Yuhow could feel the surge of power emanating from the ice-chill Chalcedony bed arranged by Wang Dong, and he couldn't help but be drawn into cultivation. The UN energy's extreme cold seamlessly merged with Yuhow's meridians, blending with the absolute ice spirit essence. However, an unexpected turn of events took place. The sealed essence of the Snow Emperor unexpectedly came back to life. The golden snow orb began rapidly expanding, growing at an alarming rate, indicating a potential crisis on the horizon. The meeting of these extremes triggered a profound change in the absolute power, causing the absolute ice to transform into absolute fire. The once peaceful snow orb had now become a volatile bomb filled with absolute power, ready to explode at any given moment. This sudden transformation sent shockwaves throughout the Clear Sky Sect, leaving everyone feeling a sense of tightness in their chests. Even the lower-ranked followers found themselves completely immobilized, unable to move even an inch. The eldest clan head of the Clear Sky Sect was quick to grasp the severity of the threat looming over them. Despite not knowing all the details, he was well aware that their safety was at stake. In a swift response, he ordered all elders to gather the followers and evacuate Haotian Peak immediately to escape the impending danger. Wang Dong, sensing the energy coming from Yuhow, was intrigued by the unfolding events. Suddenly, he felt a heavy pressure immobilizing him, making it hard to move. Despite his struggle, he hoped Yuhow would intervene to ensure his safety. When told to evacuate, Wang Dong adamantly refused, stating he wouldn't leave as long as Yuhow was in danger. As chaos erupted and the danger grew, the eldest clan decided to have Wang Dong escorted away with the other followers for evacuation. Realizing the grim reality, he mourned the fate of the Clear Sky Sect, seemingly doomed with no way out. Determined to make a difference, he called upon Titan, understanding the urgency of the situation. Meanwhile, Yuhow remained unaware of the chaos brewing in the chilling Jade Room. Inside, the snow orb had become dangerously unstable, its opposing powers like a ticking time bomb. Even the Snow Emperor was unable to control the unleashed energy, worsening the already difficult situation. In the realm of spirits, the Ice Emperor apologized to the Snow Emperor for disappointing her. Tian Meng suggested that burning the power of the Ice Emperor's soul essence might not immediately prevent the impending catastrophe. Yuhow insisted that giving up was not an option. He pondered whether their combined efforts, along with Yilai, the Snow Emperor, and brother Tianmeng, could suppress the snow orb. Yilao mentioned that if there were another way, he would act without hesitation. Unfortunately, they had no choice but to wait for their impending doom. Tianmeng proposed that the Ice Emperor burn his soul essence as a potential solution. As Yilai spoke of a slim chance of survival, the Ice Emperor turned to Tianmeng for his opinion. Tianmeng replied that he had no regrets despite his long life. He acknowledged that his fate was intertwined with the Ice Emperor, whom he cherished deeply. Even though the Ice Emperor did not feel the same way, Tianmeng found happiness in her presence every day. He declared that her mere existence brought him contentment, regardless of her feelings towards him. Tianmeng realized this could be his final chance to speak to the Ice Emperor, wanting to share his last words sincerely. He pleaded with her not to ridicule or scold him. The Ice Emperor confessed her love for Tianmeng. Overwhelmed with emotion, she cried uncontrollably, but promised to listen without judgment. Touched by the heartfelt moment, Yilai vowed to stop calling Tianmeng a big worm. He acknowledged the Ice Emperor as the older man's equal. Reflecting on the past, Yilai noted Tianmeng's newfound excitement. Despite the uncertainty, Yilai urged the Ice Emperor to gather his strength and fight once more. As the powers of Yuhow, Tianmeng, Ice Emperor, Snow Emperor, and Yilai KC intertwined into a single turbulent surge of energy, the situation spiraled into chaos and fear. Yilai rallied everyone to face the looming danger head-on, even if it meant putting their lives on the line in combat. Observing the disordered atmosphere, the first and second leaders of the clan contemplated Yuhow's actions, wondering if he had crossed a line and brainstorming potential solutions. In the midst of the turmoil, Yilai felt a mental boost coming from the outside world, aiding them in their struggle. Appreciative of the assistance, Yilai expressed gratitude to the second and first leaders for their help, acknowledging the crucial role they played in their eventual triumph. Yilai stressed the significance of giving their utmost, even when faced with uncertainty. Despite the potential risk of Snow Emperor losing her memories and spirit essence, he urged everyone to put forth their best effort. With unwavering determination, 2 sparks of the ascended mind flame flickered in Yilai's eyes, gently landing on the snow orb and partially soothing its agitation. Yilai then suggested leading the snow orb out of the body and utilizing their collective power to seal it instantly. As the snow orb threatened to escape, they realized it was a now or never moment. 7 powerful streams of energy encircled the snow orb like a swirling vortex, culminating in a tremendous surge of energy from the pinnacle of the clear sky castle. Gradually, the opposing forces of heat and cold transformed from hostility to tranquility, and the Snow Emperor merged harmoniously with the snow orb. With the snow orb now pacified, it slowly took on the form of an embryo. Yilai expressed a sense of relief, confirming the success of their plan, while the eldest and second clan heads let out sighs of relief. Yilai admitted that he was feeling hesitant about parting ways with them now, which was a rare occurrence for him. It made Yuhow wonder if Yilai had decided to sacrifice himself without informing anyone, as he had started addressing Yuhow as a teacher. Worried, Yuhow called out to him. However, Yilai reassured Yuhow, explaining that there was no need to worry because everything was under control. He clarified that the fragments of the ascended mind could revert to an embryo form even without an emperor's presence. Despite the seriousness of the situation, Yilai encouraged Yuhow not to be sad and emphasized that death was nothing to fear. He even expressed his joy at the birth of a new life form. Yuhow, overwhelmed with emotions, couldn't help but sob uncontrollably, begging Yilai not to leave and questioning if he was lying. As Yilai started to fade away, Yuhow reached out his hand towards him, either to try and stop him or to convey his own emotions at that moment.